I'm sharing the screen with you guys, right? But I'm not reading the text. It's a recap of the story. We have done the story in detail. We have read the text, so it's just a recap now. Okay, so you can have a look at your screen. I'm just sharing the screen with you people. Just give me a second, please. Okay. Is the screen visible to you people? I have shared the screen with you guys. Is the screen visible to you people?
Yes, ma'am.
12th class? Okay, fine. Now this is a story. I'm just starting with the recap once again. This is The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck. The story is about a Japanese doctor, Dr. Sudao, right? And this is the time of World War. As we know, during World War II, especially, Japanese and America were in a really very bad clash at that time, right? They were opposing each other, they were in a state of war. And at that time, this is a story when this Japanese doctor, Dr. Sudao, who was living in his country on the coastal side of Japan, right? The story is about this doctor. Now, the story is basically related to his professional norms, his professional moral, and his patriotism or his love for his country. Right? The story is related to his love for his country and his morals for as a doctor. Now, Dr. Sudao, first of all, we come to know about now Dr. Sudao, we come to know about the upbringing of Dr. Sudao, what kind of a person he was. His father, right? Dr. Sudao's father, first of all, we learn about him. His father was very concerned about Dr. Sudao's education, right? He spent his life making sure that his child receives good education and is well settled in his life, right? Now, very soon, when Dr. Sudao completed his early education, he was sent to America to further pursue medicine. In America, he pursued medicine. He lived there for a few years, and there he meets this girl, Hannah. He meets Hannah at a professor's house, right? At the professor's house. Hannah was also a Japanese, but Dr. Sudao, as being taught, please just give me a second. Thanks, guys, for actually reminding me. I need to mute everybody. I am just unmuting two of you. Abhishek, I'm unmuting you. Right? You can unmute yourself, and one I'm unmuting Shubhangi. So in case there is some problem and in text something comes, then you can tell me, ma'am, there you need to repeat again. Right? Otherwise, I cannot unmute everybody. Okay. So Dr. Sudao, he pursued medicine from America. There he meets Hana. Hana was also a Japanese, but Dr. Sadao is a staunch American, means he's very pure in his race. He loves his country more than anything else. So he doesn't allow himself to fall in love with this girl till the time he is sure that the girl is also a Japanese, right? So now the story begins when Dr. Sadao is coming back from his work to home, means he is in Japan now. Uh, Actually, once he has completed his medicine, he returned back to Japan. He informed his father about Hana, and when his father was also sure that Hana was pure in her race, they both of them were happily married. So now, the present time, now when the story begins, Dr. Sadao is settled in Japan as a doctor, as a good surgeon, and as a he's doing various research works also. His father is no more. Before his father died, he was able to see Dr. Sadao as a popular doctor, right? He was the famous doctor at that time when his father died. Now, now Dr. Sadao is living with his wife Hana and two children at the coastal areas. Now, as I told you that day also, generally doctors are sent along with the army also, along with the troops also. Obviously, army requires doctors, immediate attention, immediate medical attention at the time of any kind of casualty is required there, right? So it was Dr. Sadao was sent, would have sent along with the army, but Japanese government didn't send him mainly because of two reasons. I have discussed these two reasons earlier also. Again, I'm telling you, the two reasons were, first of all, the first one was that because Dr. Sadao was working on some research, he was experimenting and he was doing some research work on wounds, how to remove the wound marks and everything. So because of that, Dr. Sadao was not sent to along with the troops because he was working on that research. And the other reason was that Dr. Sadao was doing a treatment of a general, right? Military, army make general now who was in Japan. He was undergoing treatment from Dr. Sadao, and this general may require a surgery anytime. So for him also, he was not sent along with the army, right? I hope these 2 points are clear. Abhishek, is it clear to you? Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, continuing further with the story starts here. This is the background which we have been told. Who Dr. Sadao was, what kind of a person he was, what was his profession, how he completed, where he completed his education, and everything related to that. Now, the story begins when he is returning back from his work to home, and his home is at a coastal area. Hana, his wife, is waiting for him at the door. So when Dr. Sadao comes, Hana is standing at the door. He gives his husband a warm hug, and both of them are at. It's almost the day is about to end. It's almost dark now. So both of them are standing at the door of their home, and at a far distance, they can find that something in the sea coast, something at the seaside, something is moving. They find some kind of a movement. When they looked at it carefully, they realized that there it was a human who was just trying to stand up on his feet and who was trying to crawl because he was not able to walk or he was not able to stand properly. He was trying to crawl. Some kind of a movement was there. So both of them, they rushed towards him and they picked up his hat of the man who was badly injured, who was lying on the seaside. So they realized the man was from American Navy. He was a white man. Now, as in the beginning itself, I told you, it was a period of Second World War when America and Japan, they were in a state of war with each other, right? So generally Japanese at that time, I mean, obviously when your country is in a state of war, so you cannot love the other country. We are always in favor of our country only. We can very well see the case of China at the current moment. India is not having good terms with China right now. So all the things, Chinese apps have been banned and Chinese goods have been banned. So many countries have broken their tenders and contracts with China. So we are not in favor of this at this moment of with China, right? Because somewhere we have that feeling that China is harming Indian economy. China is trying to intervene in our boundary, in our affairs. So obviously, when you know the other person, your opponent, it's your enemy, you do not like that person. So you keep a distance from that. Now, this was the moment when Dr. Sudhao and Hannah, they were really confused. What was the confusion? I'm unmuting everybody. I'm coming to the home screen and I want this answer from you guys. This is not just a recap session. You people have to revert back with whatever your understanding is about the chapter. So come on with the answers. I've unmuted everybody. Just a sec, please. You can unmute yourself now. Right. Now, please reply back. What was the confusion that Dr. Sudhao was facing at this moment when he finds this injured man on the seaside? The injury was that he had a bullet at his back. The bullet was still inside his back, in his body, right? He was bleeding badly. He was not able to stand up even. He required immediate medical attention. And if immediate medical attention would not be given to that man would collapse. The man would surely die. So what was Dr. Sudhao's confusion at that time? Anmol Arora, can you hear me? Anmol, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, better. Anmol,
Yes.
this reply I want from you.
Ma'am,
What
the
was Dr.
confusion.
Sudhao's confusion at that time?
Ma'am, so Dr. Sodao had a confusion that he had मतलब वो मतलब उसको ठीक करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए क्योंकि एक तो उसकी
Anmol,
जो
Anmol, this is an English class. I think we can answer back in English only. It's not that difficult task.
okay ma'am. That Dr. Sodao should treat him or not as the person is American and there is a big fight between Japan and America.
Okay.
Because America attacked Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's why.
Okay, that is nowhere mentioned in this chapter. We know that history, obviously, that nuclear bombs were used by America on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during this period only. But it was before the story, prior to this story, or later on. That is nowhere mentioned. So we cannot mention this thing in our answers. Please keep it in your mind. Okay. The answer you have given is to an extent, yes, it's correct. Dr. Sudhao was really confused what he should do because he was baffled between his duties as a doctor, right? That he should immediately attend a person who is in need of medical attention, he should immediately attend him, irrespective of his caste, color, creed, or nationality. Right? That was the vow which he had taken when he adopted, when he became a doctor. Right? But the other thing was that he was a patriot. He loved his country very much. So treating an American Navy person, treating an American Navy person would surely, call him a traitor, give him a label of a traitor. So he was not a traitor, he was a patriot. So that was the confusion. Just please give me a second. My next question then is, what was the decision taken by Dr. Sudhao and Hannah? They were confused. The two of them had a discussion what to do. They were not able to come up to any conclusion. But then finally, what did Dr. Sudhao do?
Hello, ma'am. Your voice is not coming.
My voice is not clear.
आ रही है मैम, आ रही है, नेट चल रहा है इसका।
मैम थोड़ी थोड़ी कट रही है बीच बीच में मैम, मतलब ना ऐसी हो रही है ट्रिप जैसी।
That is network issue, can't help it. My next question is, finally, what was the decision taken by Dr. Sudhao? Yes, please, I'm waiting for your answer.
हेलो मैम आवाज आ रही है मैम मेरी
12th class, can you guys hear me?
Ma'am, yes.
Anji, finally, what did Dr. Sudhao do?
Ma'am, Dr. Sudhao followed his passion and rather than his nationality, and he took the person into his house and treated him.
Okay,
Ma'am, yes.
right. So
Ma'am, this
finally,
is the
Dr. Sudhao and
decision
Hana took a
taken by the
decision
Dr.
that they
Sudhao.
would. Sorry, please repeat this one.
Ma'am, this is the decision taken by Dr. Sudhao.
Right. Dr. Sudhao finally took a decision that he will be taking, that he took the patient inside his home. He would be giving treatment to him, right? So the story here continues. The white man was taken by Dr. Sudhao in their home. His father's room, which was vacant after his death, he was lied there on the bed. He was made comfortable. A quilt was given upon him, and then his wound was cleaned. Now, the two of them knew about it initially. Now, the family consisted of the two husband-wife, Dr. Sudhao, Hana, their two children, and there were few servants also in the house. There was a cook, there was a gardener, and there was the caretaker of the children by the name of Yumi. Yumi was a lady who took care of the children. She was the nanny of the children. Now, because the patient had to be, the wound has to be cleaned. So Dr. Sudhao tells Hana to call Yumi, who would clean the wound, right? When Yumi was called, she was taking care of the baby, and but Yumi didn't want at that time to, when Yumi was asked to enter into the room and Yumi found that he was a white man, Yumi denied simply to give any kind of assistance to him, and Yumi went away. Hana, being the boss of the house also, being the owner of the house also, she was not able to give any kind of commands or instructions to the servants because they strictly said no to give any kind of help or assistance to the Englishmen. Now the servants, when they came to know that there was a white man whom their boss had brought in to give treatment, they were really very upset. There were discussions among themselves that our boss is very keen to treat everybody. We cannot do that. Yumi thought that Dr. Sudhao should think about the children's future, because if obviously the question was that if Japanese government or the military or the cops or the police, they would come to know that there was an Englishman in their house, they would be in a big trouble. Right? They would be the traitors. They would be punished for that. It's an offense to giving shelter to your enemy, right? To a person, to a country with whom you're in state of war, and you are giving shelter to a to a Navy person or Navy official of that enemy, then you are a traitor, and it's an offense. You'll be punished for that. So the servants opposed this, right? And because of that, Yumi denied that. So finally, Hana had to clean the wound. Dr. Sudhao realized that the person need to go immediate surgery because still the bullet was inside his body and it could harm him. So immediate surgery was the requirement for it was a need of an hour. So finally the surgery was done. Hana assisted her husband what all he required, though Hana was not able to see that bleeding thing and everything. So she just ran outside into the garden and she vomited, and then she came back. So the very next day, the servants had decided to leave the house, right? So the servants, though they didn't want to, because all of them, they were old servants who all of them were the old servants who were employed in the house at the time of Dr. Sudhao's father. Dr. Sudhao's father had employed them. So they were not willing to leave the house, but they were opposed of this thing. And in order to secure themselves, in order to be safe, and in order to show their opposition of this act of their master, they left the house, right? Now, all of a sudden, the burden was there on Hana, because Hana had to assist her husband. Hana had to take care of the children. She had to do household work. So obviously she was exhausted. But more than physical tiredness, there was a lot of mental pressure upon the two of them, upon the couple. Can anybody tell me what was the mental pressure I'm talking about? Yes, please. What was the mental pressure? Anushka Bansal, I want this reply from you, dear. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What was the mental pressure I'm talking about?
The mental pressure was that if the servants report to the police, then there was a chance of them that they would be caught up by the police.
Yes, they would be arrested, right? So they were really mentally disturbed. So continuing with the story. Now, both of them, the husband and wife, they were really upset. And suddenly, I mean, 2-3 days passed. The patient was improving now. He introduced himself as Tom. The couple, though Dr. Sudhav was taking care of him, he ensured that his wound was healing up. But at the same time, somewhere they maintained a distance because ultimately he was their enemy, right? So Hannah, actually, in the beginning, she was very scared of cleaning the wound of a white man, somewhere that though they had both of them were in America for a few years, but still that was a separate different time. Now it's altogether different because now they knew no American. They're not in touch with any of them, and America is in state of war with Japan. So it was really a tough time for both of them, and gradually the patient was improving. He gained his conscious. The surgery was successful. The bullet was out of his body. The wounds were still there. He was not in a condition to get up, but yes, he was improving day by day. Now, one day there was a knock at the door, and Hannah, when she peeped out, she found there was a military official. So there was an officer. Hannah was scared. She was scared because she thought that there was somebody might have informed the military people about that there is an Englishman in their house. So so now she was thinking that perhaps they have come to have a look in the house, to check the house, and to catch Dr. Sudhav and to arrest Dr. Sudhav, right? So she was really upset. So when she informed Dr. Sudhav and Dr. Sudhav asked, then they realized that the officer, was just there as there was a call from the general. You remember I told you about that general whom Dr. Sudhav was treating. So this was a call from the general. General required his attention. Dr. Sudhav was called by the general. So Dr. Sudhav, at this point, he realizes that how much mental torture and trauma Hannah was going through. So more than that physical being exhausted physically, she was having that great burden upon her, because of all these situations. So Dr. Sudhav plans something. He goes to the general while treating the general, while taking care of him. He discloses everything with the general in order to get aid, in order to get some sort of suggestion, advice, or help from the general. Now, here we come to know the character sketch of general. General, we find, is a very selfish man. Uh, Once upon a time, he was very brave in the army, but now we find that selfishness in him because everywhere he connects himself with that. He says that, okay, Dr. Sudhav, in case you are arrested, then who would take care of me? So he's more concerned about us. He's not taking his issue very seriously. But then finally, he comes up with a suggestion. What is your suggestion? Yes, please. We have read the text thoroughly, so I want a reply from you guys. What was the suggestion given by the general? I want this answer from okay. Harjas, can I have this one from you, dear? What was the suggestion given by the general to Dr. Sudhav? What suggestion or help did the general offer? Harjas?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Why you don't know? You were not there when we read the chapter? How simple it is not to reply back, ma'am, I don't know. That means you have not heard the story. You have not read the chapter. Guys, you are missing something. If you're not replying back, if you're not attentive, it's your loss, not mine. Keep it in your mind. And Harjas, you know how good you are in English. So please be more attentive. Harshdeep, I want this one from you. What help was given by the general to Dr. Sudhao? Harshdeep, good one. Harshita, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hanji, what was the help given by the general to Dr. Sudhao?
The general
Though it
suggested
was not actually given, but he offered something. What was it?
that Sadao should kill that American, and he offered to send his personal assassins to kill the soldiers, to kill the American.
Right. Right. General offered that he would be sending assassins to his house. He should keep the garden door open that night, and he would send assassins who would kill him, and they would take the dead body also away from his home. So there would be no question upon Dr. Sudhao then. Dr. Sudhao agreed to his suggestion and he went back to his home. Though he didn't share this thing with his wife, right? That night, Dr. Sudhao was not able to speak. Throughout the night, he kept waiting that somebody would be coming to kill him. He didn't moved out of his bedroom, but his ears were every time out so that he could hear even a single pin drop. At times, he felt that the rustling of the leaves, the sound made in the garden, also, woke him up. It also grabbed his attention because he was assuming that the assassins would be coming in and would kill the person and would be dragging the dead body. But early next morning, when he got up, the man was absolutely fine, right? There was nobody. So he again attended the patient, he looked at his wound, and he walked away. Second night, again he waited. Nobody turned up. Third night, he was expecting that for sure the assassins would be coming. But to his surprise, none of them came to kill the Englishman, right? So now it was a time when Dr. Sudhao had to take a decision. He realized that though the general had promised, but general was not doing anything. So he had to do something. He walked to the patient, he walked to the Englishman who was now absolutely fine. Rather, the third morning when he enters into his room, he realizes that the man was standing and was trying to walk towards a garden. Though he had instructed him to stand for a little while, but walking and moving to the garden was still not very much recommended by the doctor because his injury was very deep. So now, Dr. Sudhao had a word with the patient, with the Englishman. He said that I have to do something with you. I cannot keep you here in my home anymore. So that something was that he decides that he brings up certain material, quilts, food material, some clothes, his flashlight he gave, a boat he had prepared, and that he asked the man to escape away from his house. And where he would escape, that there was an island to a distance, and that island was not guarded. There were no military officials, no cops, nobody was there. Because generally that island is dipped into in the sea at the time of high tide, maybe when it's really too rainy or all that. But this was not the season. So the island was absolutely fine. There were no inhabitants. It was not guarded. So he prepared a boat for him. He equipped the boat with all the essentials, and he asked the man that night to leave away, to escape away. Right? So the man thanked him, and he wished that all Americans, if all Japanese were like him, then there would be no war. He escaped. Dr. Sudhao told him that if there is any kind of problem, if he requires anything, he can give 2 flashlights, and a single flashlight means that he is fine. And he also asked him that if his food material is exhausted, he could catch fish and eat raw, but no cooking should be done because then extinguishing a fire would lead to a problem for him. He also informed him that the Korean boats come close to that island, so he would get assistance from Korean boats who would help him to reach his country back. Right? So that is the end of the story when Dr. Sudhao did everything for the patient, for that Englishman. And that is the theme of the story, where there is a confusion in Dr. Sudhao's mind, what he should do and what not to do as as a doctor and as a patriot who loves his country. I hope the story is clear to everybody now.